Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be painting this little duck. So to get started, I always have my line drawing ready, and then I get my colors ready and things like that. And this duck is actually, if you are familiar with my channel, it is the same line drawing that I used to paint a different colored duck. So the first one that I painted was white, and it had a brown head, and that's the reference photo that I used to get the line drawing. Then I did another line drawing with the same shape, but I used a different reference photo to get a different pattern on the duck, and that's how versatile it can be. You can change your paintings as much as you like or as little as you like, and yeah, just have fun with it and experiment with them. So once I've started with my first wash of color, it's just a mixture of the burnt sienna, which is like a reddish brown, and then the French ultramarine blue, and I created that really warm grey wash for that first wash, and then I added in the eye details, and then I mixed some orange and yellow ochre to put down the first wash of colour on the beak. And then I just add a little bit more of a darker value to the outside of the beak, more towards the end of the beak, and then also where the beak is attached to the head, just to make that look a little bit darker. And now I'm adding another layer. Before you add a layer or another layer, you'll need to make sure that it's completely dry, and then you can add another layer of color. So in this instance, I'm adding some spots onto wet paper, so it makes it kind of, the paint or pigment sort of blend out and soften when you're painting wet on wet. And then I add another layer or a little bit more pigment to those spots, just to darken them up in the middle. And now around the eyes, they're very important. That's your main sort of focus, where you want people to be drawn, or the attention to be drawn to the eyes. So they need to be very detailed and clear. So we take a lot of time to work on the eyes, just to make them look quite realistic, with a really bright highlight there, and adding some blues and purples to the highlight, which makes it look a little bit more natural as it reflects the light from its surroundings. It creates that blue or purpley sort of tone in the highlight. And then I'm working on the beak again, because that's dried. You add another couple of layers. It's quite a dark section on the beak, on the end of the beak there, and the nostril. So when I'm working on these finer details, I really take my time, because they are a focal point, and you are generally working with darker colors. So you want to make sure you slow down at these points and really focus on the details. There doesn't need to be a lot of fine details in your work, but generally speaking, it'll be the eyes and some other areas on the face, like the mouth or the beak. And it just creates some interest if you have these really detailed focal points and then less detailed points in the painting. Sort of draws the viewer's eye around the painting. So now I'm adding some shadows just to create some depth, just using the paints that I've already previously mixed up to add some shadow and darken up, and to darken up those details in the spots. And just adjusting all the little details where I can, adding some shadows around the back of the head, a few different layers, and around the eyes and the beak. If you've enjoyed this sped up version of my tutorial and you'd like to see the real-time version where I go through everything in a lot more detail and real time, then head over to my website and you can join the online classes there. It'd be great to see you over there. You can email me if you have any questions or queries about it, but I hope I can help you speed up your development in skills in painting and drawing over there with these classes. It's a lot of fun, and it's just great to have such a beautiful piece of work when you're finished. I hope you've enjoyed this little snippet into my watercolor processes, and if you like and subscribe, that'd be really great for the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, bye.